Welcome to BlueSync on Thursday, July 2nd, 2026. Thank you for joining us today. Love seeing all the festive background still from our call yesterday. So love seeing that patriotism. We are going to be talking about signs and our new process to order signs. So as you recall, we've kind of trained on our new online marketing forms. We've gone through that process a few times, but the sign ordering process didn't change drastically, but it changed a little bit. And so Jody Knott has joined us today. So if you have any questions, either for myself or Jody, feel free to type them in the chat or unmute. But we're going to go through the process, show you a flow chart that you can share with your agents and where you can find the information that you need to get signs ordered. So we're going to go ahead and jump over into Schmidt Resources. So just like we usually start our day with, we want to go down to the square that makes the most sense. And in this case, we're ordering signs. That's marketing. So we start in the marketing square. Then right here at the top, you'll see need marketing. We've got you covered. Click here to get started. You can click into here. And then you're going to see our three options. Digital assets, so no physical deliverables if your agents are looking for a social media post or a flyer that they're going to print in-house or print at their own office, digital asset request here. Anything they're ordering that's a physical asset like a business card, a postcard, folders, flyers, that would be printed materials. And then our third option here is our yard signage square. So you want to start by clicking on that yard signage square. You'll see then it gives a few examples of what can be ordered. It gives a little bit of an explanation. It gives Jody's contact information. Sometimes the agents like to chat through that before they even go to order signs, particularly if they're new or if they've never ordered signs before. And then you'll see right here a new addition. Click here to learn more about the process. So if an agent wants to click on that or yourselves, you'll see that you launch over here into a Google slide and it talks through the process. So visit Schmidt Resources, click on marketing. That's what we just did. Click need marketing, click yard signage. So that's a process we just went through. And then it goes through the rest of the process and explains it to the agents. We have a lot of questions about, oh, hey, I need a sign tomorrow. Not necessarily going to be a possibility, but definitely call Jody if you need to discuss some of those needs. So we'll go back to that sign intake form here. And we did make a few updates to this just this week. So if you haven't been in here in a while, I highly encourage you to check it out. Pretty standard information. We need name, email, phone number, the company name, DBA. So you'll see all of our options are here. Office location, choose the option from the list. And then shipping address. This can be the office or this can be the agent's home. It just depends on where the agent wants that shipped. Desired completion date. Again, keep in mind, if it's Thursday and we're closed tomorrow, probably not going to get a sign tomorrow. So keep that in mind when ordering these things. Try to plan ahead as much as possible. And then it goes into the agent office info for the sign. So this is actually what's going on the sign. So some agents have assistants or some agents have you guys helping them. So the first name spot is for the name of the person completing the form. And then this information is going to be the information on the sign itself, including phone number and website. And then you'll see here, it asks you questions. So you just simply answer that. Do you need yard signs? If no, if you're only ordering riders or maybe a directional, you click no, you'll see all of those spots disappear. Our agents don't have to fill out any information on anything that they're not ordering. So go ahead and click no. If they are ordering signs, click yes. You'll see that all of these come up here and are required. Well, how many do you want? I want 3. Your sign setup, what are you ordering? And again, if the agents are confused, Jody is amazing and they can give her a call or shoot her an email and they can set up a time to chat through the options. Sign design, frame or post and arm color, size, material, all of that information. But again, if they click no, they don't need a yard sign, it doesn't even show up for them, not even anything they have to pay attention to. Same thing with the sign writers. Do you need a sign writer? Yes, all the information becomes required because Jody can't order them without the information. And if they don't need a sign writer because they did click yes on the signs, then again, simply that information goes away. Same here for our third option, which is our directional for sale and open house panels. If you need them, click yes, all of that becomes required. If no, it just disappears. And then you'll see here there is a spot for additional order notes, including links to high-res photos if necessary. So if your agents have their headshot in a Google Drive or perhaps a Dropbox, they can actually just copy and paste that link right into there. And that's how Jody can access that. And then it lets them know a valid credit card will be required before your final order is sent to print. So this is just the request. So the agent clicks submit, and then this form goes straight to Jody. So let's switch back over to our flow chart. So right here, the agent filled out the form, and then Jody receives the form. At that point, she'll determine how to process the order, because sometimes we do it in-house in our sign shop. Sometimes she orders them from D-Sign, or sometimes, depending on what the sign request is, it's an outside vendor. So once she discerns the need, she picks the vendor, and then she does send that proof to the agent prior to ordering the sign. So the agent does have to approve that proof. Unless it's a reprint, there may be opportunities that there is no proof needed, but for the most part, an agent won't be charged for anything they haven't approved. And then once that dollar amount is discerned per the need, Jody fills out a custom invoice. The agent will receive that invoice directly from Square. So square.com sends out the invoice. The agent will get the invoice, put in their credit card information, click submit. And then Jody is notified that the agent is paid, or the agent has paid. And then she orders the sign, and then the signs are delivered. And keep in mind, they're delivered to whichever address is on that form, whether it's the office or their home address. So the sign intake form does ask for both the office location and a shipping address. And those could be two different things. The office location helps Jody know a lot of times what logo needs to be on the sign, or each state has maybe a little bit different licensing law that she has to follow for signage. So it's important to pick the office, but again, your shipping location can be anywhere based on what the agent is requesting. So I will go ahead and pause. And Jody, if you're on the call and would like to add anything, please go ahead and unmute.
The only thing I have to add is you are not, this is kind of a stepping stone on what needs to be ordered. I would say at least 50% of the time, once I get the order and I talk with the agent, I'm making some kind of change to the order. So this is just to get me the information that then I can reach out to you and make sure that the order is correct, and give you one or two options on how to get the order processed. So this is just to give me as much information as I can to get the order complete and accurate for the agent or for an office.
Thank you, Jody. And yes, good point. So because there is not payment requested on this form, if you are ordering signs for the office, this is the same form that you'll use. You don't have to worry about going into a different form for office orders. You would simply fill out the same form, and then you could put in that note section at the end that it is an office order, and then Jody will be able to fulfill that based on if conversations are needed or not. So keep in mind, we did start over in Schmidt Resources. So let me go ahead and just take a step back just to show you that one more time. So schmidtresources.com, marketing, right here, need marketing, yard signage, and then it launches you into this form. Now, keep in mind, these are just examples. It may be a different sign. We do have global luxury options as well. Anything in the commercial world probably maybe a little bit more custom. So keep in mind that Jody is taking the information from this form and then discerning the order need. And then keep in mind, if your agent's interested in what that process looks like, they can click right here and it walks them through all of the steps. So I'll go ahead and pause and see if there's any questions that come up. Great. Well, Jody, do you want to kind of comment a little bit on what the turn time is once you've ordered the sign here, step 11, until they get delivered, from what you've noticed?
Yeah, I'll actually back up. Once I get the order back on, once they submit it on between 5 and 6, I normally try to get a proof or communicate with the agent either that day or the following day. And then once I receive the approval, that's when I go in and request payment for the product, or I need a purchase rec number for that I can do a custom order for that also. Once the signs are ready to go and the payment has been made, it really depends where I'm ordering it from. If I'm ordering it from the Schmidt Sign Group, they will normally print within, I would say, 3 to 5 days. Hopefully less, but normally that is the turnaround time. And then it's UPS to your office. So at that point, you know, you need to add 1 or 2 days, depend where you're located, for UPS to deliver. I can provide a tracking number if you would like one once it's shipped. But normally that is the normal turnaround time. If they go to D signs, they're more probably 5 to 8 business days where they ship. If they're doing custom panels, if you just need the frames, they normally ship within a couple days. And then you've got the local vendors for anything like a billboard, like 48 by 48 or 48 by 96. Those are done. I send to the agent or the ASC, and they place the order through a local sign place, because we cannot ship that large of signs anywhere. So we do not do large billboards in-house anymore.
But you can help with the design of those,
But
just not the printing.
Yeah.
Yep.
We do the design, give you the final PDF, and you can order that through a local sign shop.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Jody. I know you were very busy. It is listing season here in the North, and Florida, you guys are just as busy. So I know you've got a lot to get back to. So I thank you for your time today. Again, if you have any questions and you're in that sign ordering form, Jody's contact information is right there at the top. So thanks so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful 4th of July weekend. Keep in mind, we are closed tomorrow. No business tomorrow. Well, agents, I'm sure, will be doing business, but our offices are closed. So enjoy the weekend. Be safe, have fun, and go USA. Bye now.